Hello everyone, my name is Debbie Jones-Snyders and I'm from the Hopedale Presbyterian Church. I'm delighted to welcome children and families to our church school lessons and crafts. Our story today is Jesus Raises Lazarus, or Lazarus is Raised from the Dead, which is adapted from Mission Bible Class with images by Sweet Publishing and licensed by Free Bible Images. We have a variety of activities for you, coloring and other activities, and 2 crafts. The first craft is Lazarus Come Out poster. And the other one is a Lazarus mask. So a lot of activities for you today. So to access the templates and activities, please contact church office at hopedalechurch.ca. So our story. Today we're going to learn about a time when one of Jesus' friends died. Jesus had some very good friends named Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. Lazarus was the brother of Mary and Martha, and they lived in the town of Bethany. Jesus liked to go to Bethany and visit his friends. One time when Jesus was far away preaching about God, Lazarus got sick. Mary and Martha were very worried about their brother. They thought he might die. "Let's send someone to go and get our friend Jesus," the sisters said. "Jesus can help Lazarus get better." So Mary and Martha sent a messenger to find Jesus. When the messenger found Jesus, he asked him to hurry to Lazarus' house because he was very sick. Jesus said, "Don't worry, the sickness will not end in death." Jesus kept teaching the people for 2 more days before he traveled to Bethany. After the 2 days had passed, Jesus told the disciples, "We have to go to Bethany because Lazarus has fallen asleep. I have to go wake him up." And when he saw that the disciples did not understand, he explained, "Lazarus is dead." The disciples were very confused while they were traveling to the town of Bethany. What did all this mean? How did Jesus know that Lazarus was dead? How could you wake up a dead person? Finally, Jesus and the disciples arrived in Bethany. Lots of people had come to Mary and Martha's house. Many of them were crying. Jesus was not surprised because he knew that they were all crying about Lazarus. Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. Martha went out to meet Jesus. Martha was very sad. "Jesus," she said, "if you had gotten here earlier, then Lazarus would not have died." Jesus said to her, "Don't worry, Martha, your brother will rise again." Martha did not understand. She thought Jesus meant that Lazarus would be alive again when he got to heaven. She went to go get Mary. When Mary heard that Jesus was in town, she quickly went to meet him. She was so sad about Lazarus that she was crying very loudly when she said, "Jesus, if you had been here sooner, then Lazarus would not have died." Jesus knew that everything would be all right, but he was very sorry to see Mary so sad. Jesus knows what it's like to feel very sad. He cared so much for Mary that he cried too. Then Jesus asked someone to take him to the place where Lazarus was buried. And when Lazarus had died, the family had to take care of his body. In those times, they put a cloth over the dead person's head. Then they wrapped the hands and feet in strips of cloth. After that, they used long strips of cloth to wrap around and around the body until the person was all wrapped up. Sometimes they put sweet smelling perfumes like aloes in the cloths so that the body would not stink so much. Then they put the body in a cave or a tomb and put a big stone over the door. Lots of family members were often buried in the same cave or tomb. Lazarus was buried in a cave. Lots of people were gathered around it. When Jesus arrived at the cave, he asked the people to roll the stone out of the entrance. Martha gasped, "Jesus, how can we do that? Lazarus has been dead for 4 days. His body will stink." Martha, "Just you wait and see. If you believe, then you will see the glory of God." The people took away the big stone. After Jesus prayed, he called out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out." What was Jesus doing? Didn't he know that Lazarus was dead? What do you think was happening? Everyone looked at the entrance of the tomb, and guess what they saw? Lazarus was coming out of the tomb and he was alive. Everyone was so happy. Lazarus was alive. There was only one problem. Lazarus was alive, but he could not move. He was still all wrapped up in the burial clothes. Jesus told the crowd, "Go ahead and take his grave clothes off so he could move around." The Jewish people who were with Mary and saw this miracle believed that Jesus was the Messiah, the Son of God. What a happy day this must have been in Bethany. At the beginning of the day, everyone was very sad, but now they were very happy. God and Jesus know what it is like to be sad. And when we are sad, we can always pray to God, and he will help us feel better. So we have a variety of activities for you today. There are 2 coloring pages. And we have 2 crafts. So you will need a variety of things to color with, such as crayons and markers or colored pencils. And for the first craft, it is the 3D picture over here. This is the Lazarus come out 3D picture. So in addition to things that you can color with, you will also need the templates. So we have the background picture, and we have the pictures of Lazarus' body to wrap up in grave clothes. So you'll also want to get some construction paper and some glue and some scissors. So you can put the background picture on the construction paper and color it. And then you want to cut out the pictures of Lazarus, and there are 4, and you're going to cut strips. I forgot to tell you, you'll need strips of paper towel. So cut the strips off with scissors, strips of paper towel, and glue them on the 4 pictures of Lazarus. Once these bodies have dried, you can glue them together, one on top of each other, and then glue them on your decorated picture of Lazarus and the cave. at the bottom, you can take a Sharpie and write, Lazarus come out. The second craft is a Lazarus mask. And this is a picture of the activity. You will need to get a paper plate, a craft stick, some glue, some markers, some scissors, and if you want to use strips of paper towel for the wrappings, you'll also need the strips, some paper towel. So first thing to do is to cut the eyes out of the paper plate and the mouth, and then glue or tape a craft stick to the back of the plate. You can use a marker to make the strips on the paper plate, or both. Cut strips of paper towel and glue them on the paper plate. You might want to touch it up with black Sharpie so you can get the face done. So there you have it, your two crafts. And we have some other activities as well for you. One is a maze. And a crossword. A word search. A word search and maze combined. Coded words, which would be fun to figure out. And I have the answers as well. And there's a secret message. And a word scramble with a secret message with some answers as well. So this week, remember Jesus did many miracles, including raising the dead. Even when things are rocky, God is at work. When we are sad, we can pray to God, and He will help us feel better. Have a great week.